Welcome back to another video. Another good beautiful day here in the south, and not raining yet that I can think of. It looks pretty cloudy right now, so it's not like it'll rain anytime soon. So this is gonna be another kind of short video. I feel like I should get straight to the point, make everything simple. This video is gonna be like an update suspension video. So I got a comment a few days, weeks, months, I forget, from Long Tran. He asked for updates on my upper and lower camber arms, or my front and rear camber arms. It was something like that. I'll put the comment in here. He was curious on updates on that. So instead of just talking about my camber arms, I'd rather just update my entire suspension video, because I remember I was on Facebook, the groups, so I think someone was asking, convinced me to get bags, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this video, talk about my current suspensions. I had them for like a year now, like this setup for a year, so it's like a yearly update, everything I have and how's everything holding up. So let's get straight to the point. So the biggest thing that, of course, it's on bags. It's on Airlift 3P management. I had that for about roughly a year, and then it's on Airlift struts, which I bought used, and that's only been on the car for maybe 6 months or so. Correction, I had the airbag, the whole bags, with management for a year and a half now. So I got it back in June in 2021, and I got the Airlift struts in May of 2022. So the reason why I went with Airlift over what I had, I was running the Universal Air bags, the Universal Airs, on my BC struts. I switched them out for full Airlift, and the only reason why I did that is because with my driveway, it just sucks. So I wasn't able to get a lot of air up height. So I was destroying my lips still constantly. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna invest in full Airlift because they double bellow. Double bellows was able to air up higher for the less PSI. So I think they hold up to 130 PSI max on the fronts. And before, I think my fronts was 110. So now I'm able to raise it up over my driveway perfectly fine and not destroy my lip. This is the same lip I had on since who knows how long now. So since that painting my lip video, before even that video, so that's how long I had that lip for. So this lip's been on my car for a pretty long time, so clearly the Airlifts are working. It's a little bit, I want to say, it's not as comfortable as the Universal Airs with the BC coilovers, but it's still nice just to air up like that and all that stuff. So that's what I'm running. Moving on down, we have the front Megan Racing's upper camber arm kits. I had that back in June 12th of 2021, so pretty recently after I got the bags itself. I got the front camber arms because I needed to camber out the front a little more. How is it holding up? It's holding up actually really, really wonderfully. I haven't fully maxed out the camber, which I feel like I shouldn't need to, because this camber looks good enough for me. This is -3 when I'm aired up. I'm sorry, -1, I believe, or maybe it is -3 when I air up, and when I air out, I have no idea what it is. I don't know how to calculate that, so that one I have no idea. But I know when I got my alignment, the fronts were, hold on, let me confirm this. Okay, so the fronts were -1 on ride height, so who knows what it is when it's aired out. So this is -1 on ride height. Anyways, this is obviously not -1 degrees camber, but it's set at -1 on ride height. I don't know what it is when aired out. So I had no issues so far. The only issues I remember me having was I didn't lubricate the bolts, so it was a little clunky. I could hear little clunk sounds at some point, so I just came back, retightened it, and relubed it, and it was fine. So let me actually show you it under the hood. Because when I first got bags, I noticed that the upper control arms were hitting my chassis, so I cut it out. I've been doing this since I had the very first bag, so I've been running this for almost 2 years, about a year and a half, same as the bags, maybe a little less. And that's how they look right now. See, that way I could clear that more, so I can get a lot more front air out height. So as you can tell, they're not even close to being maxed out. That's a little, I am sorry. But as you can tell, they're not really fully maxed out yet. So I would say these camber arms have been doing me well. No issues so far. no jinxing. So knock on wood, but so far no issues with that. Now moving on to the rear. The rear is the so I have rear upper SPC camber arms. I had that back when I was on coils, so I bought that back in June 2nd, 2022. Again, I hadn't maxed this out completely yet, but I've seen people go like -7 with this, which is like insane. I'm running -3 air up height. I don't know what it is when it's aired out, but when I spec'd it on the alignment, it was -3 from the shop, aired out, like right height. So that one has also given me no issues at all. I believed maybe on the driver's side, I think I did mess up one of the threads to loosen it out, but so far like the adjustment's really easy. I haven't had single issues. I've been able to even eyeball alignment some of the camera arms sometimes. So I would say the SPC's definitely good. No worries about that. And that I bought back in January of 2020, so that's like 2 years old now, and I have not a single issues. Second thing I bought roughly at the same time was traction arms, toe arms. Mega Racing toe arms, and the reason why I purchased the Mega Racing toe arms was this is back when I was lowering the car for the first time. That's the whole reason why I bought the rear upper camber arms, putting coilovers on my car. So I got the rear toe arms from Mega Racing's. I'll link all this stuff in the description. I bought all of it on eBay. And the reason why I bought it was because I was worried that when I lower it on the coilovers, I wasn't able to get the correct toe. And you know, if you have a messed up toe, your tires are gonna get eat up like there's no tomorrow. So I had to get the toe arms right away. So that's what the first thing I got. So that toe arm was there. Honestly, same thing. I haven't had single issues with any of them yet. So I've been running them for 2 years, a little more than 2 years now. I bought it back in January of 2020. So it's probably like almost 3 years now. Not an issue at all. So I'd say still good. You know, Mega Racing is always a nice part, and they look really sick too. So I don't know if you can see it in there. Let's see if I can reach it in there. Yeah, you ain't seeing it, but overall, still good. Another thing I have for the rear, which I kind of got recently, is the traction arms. The whole point of the traction arms was to try to bring the wheels caster a little forward. So it's kind of weird. I thought caster was a little different. It was like the wheel was moving left and right, because like I noticed that the wheel wasn't centered on my quarter panel. So I got those caster arms to move the wheel a little forward, which I thought that's what it was, but I don't think it is anymore. When you like Google it, it's like the position of like the strut, so with a shock. So I don't know what it really does, but I do have toe arms, and I think I did notice it moving a little forward, like the whole wheel was moving more forward to the front of the car, because I always end up rubbing really bad, as you can tell right here. I was rubbing terrible on this side because this side was actually replaced by the previous owner, and I didn't know until I started messing with the car. Like, it's a whole different paint. I don't know if it's on camera, but like whatever shop he took it to, like this panel, it doesn't even feel like metal. I don't know what it is. It's just not even the right color neither. So whoever replaced this, whatever shop he took it to, was garbage, complete trash. Well, the driver's side has no issue because it wasn't where the accident was, and whatever he took it to was not under insurance or not under Carfax, so I didn't know about it until I got like new wheels or spacers. So that's how I noticed rubbing. So I tried to bring the caster forward to avoid the wheel being closer to the rear for it to be rubbing. But now I'm on bags, I don't rub at all anymore, so that's not any issue. So yeah, that toe arm was actually purchased recently. So I purchased that back in January 14th, 2021. So I had that for about also almost 3 years, 2 years, about a year and a half, give or take. So that's it. This is currently my air out height, just because I have 2020, because it doesn't air out fully because things are hitting it still, and the rears are at 84. That way I don't damage the wheels. Only when I do shows, I air out that show fitment. So let me show you guys the ride height. This is my ride height on the car. -3 camber ride height for the rear, -1 for the front. Now let me show you guys my max height, I want to call it. Like, it's not completely max, it's just my driveway height to avoid breaking anything. There. You guys can see those. So here's this height. This isn't the max that it can go. I just like having an extra spare PSI, so in case it like go in the driveway, it shoots up the PSI. Won't be bad. As you can tell, it's kind of squatted a little bit, so it's just to get over driveways. So that's the front. Look at that clearance. Look at that wheel gap. Disgusting. And that's the rears. Here's that show film I was talking about. It just barely touches under that lip and looks really sick. That's what I like. I dig. That's how the front airs out too. It's not fender to lip just because the tires is like hitting. There's like this chassis piece right here that hits the tires, so it doesn't air out all the way. So even though I cut the top out a little bit, I still have some restrictions hitting it. But it's pretty dang low, so I think it's still sick. And that's all I'm running suspension wise. So not running anything else fancy. That's all the arms I have, mostly in the rear. I believe I actually have all the arms that I can get, like that they sell. Maybe I think maybe they have like a low control arm, maybe from PBM, maybe I don't know. But from my understanding, I have like all the arms that you can pretty much purchase in the rear, anyways. I think the front they do have like a lower kind of thing, timber thing, but I think this setup is fine. So here's another close look. About -3 aired out when aired up. I don't know what it is when it's aired out. And -1. Get a front shot. So I'm always reading you guys' comments every single time. I always try to like it, unless it's irrelevant, then I don't just ignore it. So like I said, thank you Long for giving a recommendation. So here's the update video on my suspensions. I've been having like all of them for 2+ years now. Some parts are kind of newer than others, like 1.5 years, but that's my suspension setup and update. Thank you guys so much for watching, hearing me talk, ramble on. It's a long video. Well, I'm sorry, it's a short video, and I ramble really fast. I talk really fast. I do apologize for me talking really fast. I really want to start working on my speech a little bit. I do talk really fast. This is how I was raised. So here's the car. Air it out. Looks amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you guys have any recommendations that y'all want to see, also leave a comment down below and I will make a video for it. Just like how Long did. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.